I've got 2 slides left, but we have made it to the end. The last 2 slides are just a summary here. Here's everything that we just talked about: map elements, traffic elements, driving elements, sensing elements, and finally, the user experience. That is a lot of stuff to cover in a short amount of time. I hope you've gotten a lot out of it, but once again, you're going to be the one that wants to dig in deeper in particular categories or subcategories for more information. But I leave you with this last slide. In general, we do this with clients because clients are going to determine what the best opportunities are for them. But here are a few different ways that you can identify opportunities by looking at the patent landscape, and then kind of what I would pull out of Waymo as a starting point as an outsider here. There's 5 kind of general opportunity categories. The first is areas of high activity. Why would that be a valuable area as an opportunity? It might be high activity because it's a technical challenge that the companies simply can't solve. So for example, I come from the medical industry. There are hundreds of thousands of patents on treating Alzheimer's disease, and unfortunately, none of them are all that successful. It's not for lack of effort, it's for the giant technical challenge that it presents to us. So high activity doesn't mean don't bother. It might mean you might be the person that can solve that problem. It also can mean market opportunity. It's a key area, and that's why they're filing lots of patents in that area. So in terms of the Waymo patent portfolio example here, their 2 highest areas are traffic signals, and traffic signals make sense as an area of a technical challenge because every intersection is different. So even though they have a lot of patents in that area, it still might be worth some thinking about solving problems. Passenger experience is another high category for Waymo, and now that might be that it's the market approach that they're going after there is, hey, if we own the customer experience, no matter what technology others have, they can't hail a ride with an autonomous vehicle because we have all those patents, right? So that's areas of high activity. The other way to go is areas of low activity. Why would it be an area of low activity? Number 1 is resources. It might be important, but they simply lack the resources to pursue that problem, as opposed to the big technical challenges that they're going after at the moment. Or it might be a trend. It might be something that they have just begun working on, and that's why you're not seeing anything yet. But if you wait that 18-month period, things might start popping up. So areas of low activity, in my opinion here, pedestrians, cyclists, and objects, we had 6 patents in that area. It seems like a more complicated problem with opportunities for understanding. But now, once again, this is all just my opinion. And then the other opportunity I think would be interesting one is the networking. There's only 5 patents out there right now, and it seems like a great opportunity. Can things talk to each other? Not just cars talking to each other, but objects. Can construction objects talk to cars, and so on and so forth. The third area, invisible white space. This means that this is technical challenge that it's a small, very specific technical challenge. Usually it's only identifiable by people that work in that space, but because even people that aren't working in this space know how to drive cars, I'll just use the example that we saw of the unprotected left turn in the informations. Once again, I would expect that Waymo is working diligently on this problem, but nonetheless, right now, we didn't see anything in the portfolio. It's an invisible white space in terms of the phrase unprotected left turn is not something that I even have ever used as a person who's been driving for some number of decades. So until it was pointed out by I guess we'll call them the experts at the information, I didn't even know that was a thing that we did when we drove our cars. Number 4, the visible white space. This is an entire category of problems that have somehow not been addressed. And here, I'm the technical expert because I'm in Minneapolis. There are no patents out there on driving in snow. And yet, here in Minneapolis, people do it all the time. People have Honda Civics and they drive in snow all winter long, and they somehow don't fall off the road because it is technique, not technology, that it takes to drive in the snow. So someday I would love to see that level of autonomy up here. It would be fantastic. And last but not least, segment-specific white space. So this is where, if you look at the user experience that Waymo's portfolio shows us, it's kind of the, hey, here's how a millennial would use a self-driving car, an autonomous vehicle. So if you think about different segments, different segments will have different problems that need to be solved. So, you know, as I'm sure everyone here is aware, there are autonomous vehicle companies out there working on delivery. Autonomous delivery vehicles have different sets of problems to solve. Long haul trucking has different sets of problems to solve. You can think of different kinds of customers. Elderly might have different sets of problems to solve. Someone in a wheelchair might have different sets of problems. Will we ever let children go into an autonomous vehicle without an adult? That's a whole set of problems. And then what about a particular subgroup of professionals, marketing or salespeople that literally live on the road? What would an autonomous vehicle look like for them? So there you have kind of 5 opportunity categories that you can think about, but of course you're going to have your own, you know, your own that you identify, but these are kind of perhaps some starting point guides for you. All right, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure chatting with you here today. I'm happy to stick around if there are any questions, but also feel free to shoot me an email, chris@ideavisor.com anytime. I do not see any questions currently, but thank you very much.